Hold on to your hats, folks. SEAL Team 7, that's right, 7 elite American badasses, are practicing their parachute skills. Picture the California sun glinting off their perfectly toned biceps. Suddenly, we're whisked away to the crazy streets of Manila. A bright yellow ice cream truck, driven by a mysterious dude, zooms through the chaos. A woman beside him looks like she's about to have a heart attack. Next thing you know, this ice cream truck is parked outside an international school. Picture the scene, kids screaming for ice cream. Then, bam, the US ambassador rolls up in his official car to grab his kid. Junior spots the truck, eyes widening like saucers, begging daddy for a sugary treat. And the ambassador? He caves. Who could resist that adorable plea? Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get explosive. A massive blast rips through the scene, our ice cream man's making a very hasty retreat. Boom! Another explosion flattens the International Elementary School. This isn't making the local news, it's global. The US ambassador? Gone. His kid? Gone. Loads of kids? Tragically, gone. No one's claiming responsibility, sneaky devils. Meanwhile, in Southeast Asia, our villains chilling in an Indonesian training camp, sipping something suspiciously like coconut juice. Cut to SEAL Team 7 meet Lieutenant Roar, who's practically bouncing off the walls. His wife's pregnant. The celebrations are wild. Even Dave's joining in. And the best part? Roar's inviting Dave and his family to a SEAL Team party. Sounds like a blast. Get it? A blast. From a sunny beach, bam. We're in Costa Rica, meeting Dr. Lisa Morales, a total babe, undercover CIA agent. She's with Cristo, a charming fella who's got the local kids eating out of his hand. Little do they know, this guy's the head of a huge drug cartel. Later, Lisa meets up with her partner, Walter Rose, another CIA secret weapon. They discover Cristo's even more evil, linked to the Abu Sabal terrorist network. Oh, their secrets blown, Cristo's goons know who they are. Next morning, it's a hotel room brawl. Guns blazing, fists flying, and poor Lisa? She's captured. Whoa, Cristo's goons drag Morales to their jungle HQ for a night of nasty interrogation. Meanwhile, SEAL Team 7, minus Roar and Dave, are enjoying some precious family time on the beach. Meet the crew, Mila, the brains, Way Mickey, the comms guru, Aj, and Sunny. But their beach barbecue is short-lived. A super urgent mission to rescue Morales explodes onto their scene, and they're off to Costa Rica. Next thing you know, poor Morales is getting the third degree in the jungle. Cristo's trying to squeeze every last detail out of her over the phone. Talk about a bad vacation. Whoa, he knows. Our agent, Morales, her secret's out. The jig is up, and the bad guys are turning up the heat, big time. Meanwhile, in the steamy Costa Rican jungle, SEAL Team 7's getting the lowdown. Drone footage reveals Morales is a captive, held in some creepy jungle camp by Cristo, a supervillain drug lord who's been wreaking havoc since the 90s. Turns out, Morales and her partner, Walter Rose, RIP, were CIA. Only Morales survived a brutal hotel attack, and now Cristo's thugs are having a field day. The twist? She was hot on Cristo's trail, uncovering his links to a Southeast Asian terrorist group called Abu. This is gonna get messy. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a wild ride. Sabal Abu Sabal, the maniac responsible for blowing up a school in Manila, killing the US ambassador and innocent kids, is hiding out in Indonesian and Philippine training camps. Meanwhile, poor Morales, a brave soul who dared to snoop on Sabal's evil plans, got snatched, tortured, and held hostage by the equally villainous Cristo. That's where things get really exciting. Senior Chief, in a flurry of righteous fury, orders Lieutenant Roar and his crack team of 6 to launch a nighttime rescue mission. Whoosh! SEAL Team 7, shrouded in darkness, drops from the sky into the Costa Rican jungle. Talk about a dramatic entrance. Stealth mode engaged, they creep through the undergrowth, dodging ambushes and heading for their first target. The tension is thicker than the jungle itself. Lieutenant Roar's on the horn, reporting in. He's getting his marching orders, straight to Cristo's stronghold. Morales is in a world of hurt, folks, and it's our job to yank him out. But wait, there's more. SEAL Team 7's getting a 6 a.m. rescue party, a shiny new extraction team, arriving like cavalry in choppers. This ain't no Sunday stroll, it's a dawn raid with 2 Chinook Hellos, combat boats, and enough firepower to make a volcano blush. Unmanned aerial drones are scoping things out, our boys are armed to the teeth, and comms are locked and loaded. This mission's gonna be legendary. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a roller coaster. SEAL Team 7, fully wired and ready to rumble, dives headfirst into Camp Morales, a hostage situation gone south faster than a greased piglet. Morales is a wreck, looking like he's wrestled a badger and lost. Our heroes split up, Lieutenant Roar and Wei, perched like eagles, rain down sniper fire and drone surveillance. Meanwhile, Dave and the rest of the crack team storm the camp, tactical brilliance in action. They hit the enemy like a ton of bricks, completely blindsiding them. Christo's goons? Gone. But the price of freedom? Mickey takes a nasty hit, out cold with a serious eye injury. Morales? He's hanging on by a thread. And just when you think it's over, boom. Reinforcements are on the way. Lieutenant Roar spots them, and he's screaming that info to HQ. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is one wild ride. Dave and his crack team are screaming, "Evacuate now. Rendezvous at the extraction point," and bam. We are in a high-octane chase, bullets flying, SEAL Team 7 facing down a seriously nasty enemy. Against all odds, they snatch SEAL Team 7 and rescue Morales. Talk about a nail-biter. Mickey wakes up, albeit sporting a rather stylish eye patch. They're all safely lifted out by Chinook, phew. But wait, there's more. Cut to Ukraine, where the villainous Abu Sabal strolls into a bomb factory. Get this, new bomb vests. These babies are undetectable and pack a seriously huge punch, perfect for open area mayhem. Yikes. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a roller coaster. Abu Sabal, after a thorough inspection of his bomb factory, seriously, the place was packed, meets with his pal Christo. These two aren't just business partners, they're thick as thieves. But Christo drops a bombshell, the CIA's got him on their radar, and he's toast. No escape, no joining Abu Sabal's "let's take on the US government" party. Abu Sabal, he's not happy. Cue the fireworks and a major shouting match. Meanwhile, aboard a US Navy ship, somewhere near the sun-kissed shores of Central America, Lieutenant Roar and Dave get their mission briefing. The bad news? Abu Sabal's plotting something nasty against American citizens, and Christo's the guy who can sneak him and his explosive buddies right into the States. Yikes. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is one heck of a spy thriller. Aj and Ray, our dynamic duo, are hot-footing it to Africa. Intelligence points to Abu Sabal, a real bad egg, funneling bomb-making gear through there, destined for Mexico and ultimately, the US. Meanwhile, back in the States, Lieutenant Roar and the team are on high alert, ready to spring into action if any troublemakers try to breach our borders. And get this, Senior Chief and the SEAL team are already halfway to the South Pacific to nab Christo and squeeze him for intel. Talk about a global game of cat and mouse. So, Aj and Ray, in Africa, rendezvous with an American submarine, think James Bond, but with way more paperwork. The captain lays out the plan: infiltrate, investigate, and find out everything about Abu Sabal's deadly little operation. Mission commenced, and Aj and Ray are in. Hold on to your hats, folks. During their recon mission near the Somali coast, Ray and Aj witnessed a crazy scene. A plane lands, followed by 3 vehicles speeding to a rendezvous. Another plane touches down. From afar, they saw cargo being unloaded, suspected bomb vests for the notorious Abu Sabal. And get this, they were refueling the planes right then and there. Immediately, Ray and Aj zoomed their intel to the American warship, reporting this explosive development. Meanwhile, intel revealed 2 of Abu Sabal's planes were heading to Cedros Island, off the Mexican coast. Simultaneously, in the South Pacific, Cretu and his crew were ambushed by SEAL Team 4, executing the Senior Chief's brilliant plan. With the area secured, the Senior Chief grilled Cretu, and guess what? Under pressure, Cretu spilled the beans. 16. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a wild ride. Terrorists, plotting West bombings in San Diego, San Francisco, Houston, the big leagues. Their bombs, designed to sneak past border security like ghosts. Abu Sabal, the mastermind, wanted all-out chaos to scare the Bezos out of America and cripple the economy, a twisted echo of 9/11. But enter Roar and Dave and their elite SEAL Team 7. They stormed Cedros Beach, Mexico, a residential area, a terrorist hideout, and bam! A firefight erupted when a local tipped off the bad guys. Despite the chaos, these highly trained SEALs. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a roller coaster. Tactically Superior's raid was a smashing success. They took out the immediate threat, and boom, Dave finds the whole stash of active bomb vests. But the party's far from over. Command drops the bombshell. Those terrorists? Only half of Abu Sabal's crew. The other half, including the Big Cheese himself, are sneaking across the border through a tunnel under a dairy factory in Mexicali. Intel says they hit the border by 7 a.m. sharp. No time for coffee, folks. Roor and his team, go. They're scrambled to the Mexicali border. They link up with Pedro, a Mexican Special Forces badass, and get ready for a showdown. Pedro drops the hammer. This is no picnic. Their target's in a seriously hairy, heavily guarded location. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is a wild ride. Heavily armed thugs, a ton of them, outnumbered our heroes, but these brave souls charged headlong into the lion's den. They hit that factory like a storm, taking out guard posts left and right. But Abu Sabal, our villain, and his goons? They vanished down a secret tunnel like rabbits. Our team split up. Roar and Dave, with some seriously badass Mexican special forces, chased Abu Sabal into the underworld, while the rest held the fort against a wave of baddies. It became a furious, bullet flying free for all. Lieutenant Roar, after dodging a bomb that would have made a small volcano jealous, pushed deep into that tunnel. But in a heart-stopping moment of selflessness, Lieutenant Roar made the ultimate sacrifice. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is one heck of a story. A daring raid, a deadly enemy, Abu Sabal and his whole crew taken down. But the victory came at a price. Our hero, Lieutenant Roar, gave his all, making the ultimate sacrifice to save his buddies. Dave, though wounded, lived to tell the tale. The scene shifts to a heart-wrenching military funeral, a hero's send-off, complete with a sea of grieving faces. Roor's pregnant wife, oh, the raw emotion, received the nation's flag, a symbol of his unimaginable courage. Fast forward, and she cradles their newborn, reading a letter from the man she lost too soon. This is a story of loss, heroism, and unforgettable sacrifice.